What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another edition of the Jericho Report Weekly News Briefing. It is Saturday, May the 3rd, 2014. Welcome to May. As always, first link below is going to take over to the Blogspot post. That's where you can find all this madness I'm going to give you. First up, an alert. Officials to hold largest security drill in Boston's history over the weekend. This is ongoing. Be advised if you're in or around the Boston area, if you have friends or family in Boston, make sure they're aware of that story just in case anything goes down. I think you know what I'm talking about. On with the news. Top 2 Pentagon intelligence officials quitting. Add this to the long list of people, military people, government people who have walked off the job or been suicided or kicked out or whatever. I don't know. What does it mean? Not sure. From Fox News Politics, might have something to do with this. Smoking gun Benghazi email prompts renewed push for select committee. Maybe something happens in Boston, a distraction. I don't know, man. Benghazi seems to be coming unglued. Got another one from the Daily Caller. Yes, the White House did tell Susan Rice to lie about Benghazi. Put a link to this. Got a picture of Hillary Clinton on the cover. What difference does it make? Fox News Politics. Boner announces special committee on Benghazi. Kerry to be subpoenaed. John Kerry? Interesting stuff from CNS News. Nazi Piglosi says, whatever is his name? Isa who? Demonstrating how... well, I'm not going to call her names. I'll just put a link to the story. Meanwhile, Denver radio host on Donald Sterling. I guess this big distraction this week is, oh my God, everybody's racist again. All racists are... This doesn't make any sense. All racists are, at the end of the day, atheists. I have no idea what he's talking about. I got another one, though, from Town Hall. House Democrat says basically all criticism of Obama is straight-up racism. Yeah, I don't like the tyrant Obama because he's black, just like I didn't like the tyrant Bush, I should say, because he was white. Give me a frickin' break. What is it Rahm Emanuel says? Never let a good crisis go to waste, and they're sure as hell not doing that. On with the news. Reuters has this explosion destroys 6 businesses in small Washington state town. This came out April 25th. Not sure what's up with that. Put a link to it. Also had the explosion at the jail. Where did this happen at? Give me a second to let this article load up. It doesn't want to load. I'll put a link to it anyway. Big explosion at a jail somewhere. ABC News has this. Tanker cars carrying train derailment. Be advised, tanker cars carrying oil derail. Catch fire in Virginia. This come out April 30. Had another minor train derailment in New York. If this will load. Let's see. Repair timetable unclear after subway derailment. This come out Thursday, I believe. Anyway, minor train derailment. Don't think there's anything going on with that. The subway system in New York, if you've ever ridden it, is quite old. So, it doesn't surprise me. Malaysia, first report on Flight 370 reveals 4-hour search gap. More nonsense with Flight 370. Still don't know where it is. Heard some debris turned up somewhere, and then that wasn't it. What else is new? Heartbreaking video shows teens on sinking ferry. Update on the ferry that went down off the coast of South Korea. Put a link to that. Hawaii News Now has this. Employee opens fire at FedEx sorting center. When did this happen? April 29th in Kennesaw, Georgia. Put a link to this. Gunfire hit the deck. CBS Baltimore has this. 14-year-old shot in the head was son of Stop Snitching DVD creator. This came out April 23rd. Not sure what's up with that. Somebody seeking revenge? I don't know. Put a link to it. Gun control heaven. Only 17 people. 17 people. Wait a minute, I'm getting ahead of myself. Gun control heaven. 17 people shot in 7-hour period. Update, 30 people shot since Friday afternoon. Rahm Emanuel, you guessed it, it is in Chicago. I'll put a link to it. Fail, just 25 supporters turn up for Nanny Bloomberg's anti-gun rally. 25 supporters turn up for Nanny Bloomberg's anti-gun rally. Right on. I'll put a link to it. Probably all paid people to be there. Meanwhile, Missouri State Senate joins House. Man, my computer's all over the place. Give me one second. Missouri State Senate joins House in nullifying federal gun control. Go Missouri. Right on. We Are Change has this. Eric Holder cancels police... Check this out. Eric Holder cancels police academy speech after protesters demand new officers arrest him. This come out April 27. That's awesome. Put a link to it. Over to financial news. How the Dow Jones Industrial Average did Friday. The Dow was down 45 points. For the week, it was up 151. Some good job numbers came out, supposedly. In fact, that'll be the second link in the financial bin. Analysts see solid, steady job growth in April. Apparently, it didn't impress investors because it didn't do anything to the Dow. 17 facts to show anyone that still believes the U.S. economy is just fine. This came out 4/30/2014 from Zero Hedge. Put a link to it. Share that to the people who don't know what's going on. Michelle Obama's 2-day hotel stay, everything's good in her neck of the woods, cost taxpayers $222,000. Michelle Obama, 2-day hotel stay, $222,000. I believe it says they rented like 144 rooms, yada yada. What else is new? We Are Change has this: Hillary Clinton under fire after Boeing gave her foundation $900,000 weeks after she made shameless pitch for company to a Russian airline. This came out May 1st, 2014. Pentagon to destroy $1 billion in ammunition. This came out April 28th. Are you sure you don't want to use it for target practice? Put a link to this from USA Today. White House opens door to tolls on interstate highways, removing long-standing prohibition. Don't we already pay taxes for roads? Now they're going to make interstates toll roads? The continuous... J.P. Morgan Chase, be advised if you're in the pornography industry, J.P. Morgan Chase Bank closes accounts of porn actors. This come out April 26th. Okay. Meanwhile, contractor says Obamacare website fix will cost $121 million more. Put a link to this April 30 from Fox News Politics. Yada yada. The train wreck continues. Some guy posted his hospital bill online. You see why everybody's talking about it. Take a look at the numbers. That's Obamacare for you. NBC International has this: Dallas ends 5 decades. Some good news. Dallas ends 5 decades of water fluoridization, saves $1 million a year. Of course, opponents of this are already talking about how everyone's teeth are going to fall out. Fluoride is a poison. Please research it. I'll put a link to this article here. They put it in the water in Nazi prison camps. Research that. Over to New World Order and police state news. Samantha Ramsey. Add that name to a long list of people. By the way, we're coming up on the anniversary of Jose Guarena again. A lot of people probably don't know that name. Google it. Samantha Ramsey, 19, murdered by a Boone County deputy Saturday as she tried to drive away from a field party in Hebron, Kentucky. I watched the dash cam video. It appears to me she was driving away. However, the officer was approaching her car from the side, meaning for his statement to be true that she ran him over, he would have had to jump in front of her car. Her car hit him. He opens fire, murdering this 19-year-old female. You know, the people who watch my videos simply to criticize me, I would really like your response to that story. Moving on, video prompts investigation into allegations of police brutality in Buffalo, New York. This came out on the 27th. Put a link to this. Got a whole bin full of it this week. Supreme Court says Pennsylvania cops no longer need a warrant to search citizens' vehicles. This came out April 30. What else is new? Should the police be able to search your cell phone without a warrant? Imagine a cop pulling you over for speeding or whatever, and him actually having the authority to search your cell phone with no warrant. I'll put a link to the article. More of the same. We Are Change has this: breaking Supreme Court denies NDAA lawsuit. This came out April 30. Yeah, well, under the NDAA, you know, the government can pretty much do whatever it wants without warrants and procedures. And, you know, if you're a potential terrorist, then you have no rights. From WND, Supreme Court greenlights detention of Americans. This came out 3 days ago. Fear piece, but important information nonetheless. We got this from Blacklisted News. The White House wants to issue you an online ID. This is nothing new. Just more links coming out about it. April 28th. Put a link to it. Enjoy this tool we have to communicate. We won't have it forever. I guarantee you that. That's one prediction I can make. Big chill. Feds want to scour the internet media for hate speech. Put a link to this from WND. Come out 4 days ago. Reuters has this: Tennessee police officer fired after photos show him choking a student. This came out April 28th. Well, right on. He should be fired. He probably should face assault charges. I didn't look into the story, but I can pretty much tell you how it goes. Ex-cop dies after attacking police corruption blogger's hot dog stand. This came out April 19. Put a link to it. Karma. KHOU Houston, Texas has this: second grade student says teacher took away her Bible during reading time. Took away her Bible during reading time. Not approved reading, I guess. The Daily Caller has this. Another university stops students from handing out the Constitution. This came out 4/24. Oath Keepers learns. This is speculation now, so take this with a grain of salt. Oath Keepers learns Eric Holder has authorized drone strike on Bundy Ranch. I've been hearing this for a while now, this rumor. It's just be advised. That's all I can say. Who knows? From Mr. Conservative, Obama signs executive order to legalize BLM's land grabs. That's not hearsay. I'll put a link to the story. ABC News, feds consider taking Alaska, speaking of land grabs, feds consider taking Alaska tribal land into trust. This came out May 1st, 2014. Put a link to it. And Rob Schneider tells Chris Siegel, we are sliding very fast towards fascism. Do you think? Put a link to the story. Over to World War III news. Got a ton of it. Ukraine enacts military draft. This came out 2 days ago from NBC News. It's getting crazy in the Ukraine. From the Telegraph, West threatens new Russia sanctions as Kiev warns of World War III. I reported on this last week. Here's another article. World War III we're talking about. NBC News has this. U.S. sanctions on Russia start as early as Monday, but this is last week's news. Just be advised on that. Russian diplomat detained in Ukraine for spying ordered to leave. This came out on the 1st of May. Put a link to this. Other news going on in the World War III sector. Explosions in Iraq. Explosions at Iraq election rally in Baghdad kill 31. This was on the 25th of April. Put a link to this. Meanwhile, We Are Change has New York Times admits it pushed fabricated evidence about Iraq, Syria, and Ukraine. Fabricated evidence by the American mainstream media. You don't say. Put a link to the story. Mail Online has this. Syrian rebels crucified. Islamist extremists execute 2 men in the most public way for fighting against Muslims. U.S. inciting civil war in Venezuela to get oil. Another article from We Are Change. Don't doubt that at all. North Korea detains American tourists. They're feeling left out of the action, as always. Lil' Kim, go back to playing Xbox. Meanwhile, Kim urges North Korean soldiers to be ready for impending conflict. Are you going to blow up the world again, Lil' Kim? I'll put a link to the story. Over to Earth Changes in 2012 news now, and right off the top, we got a developing story. Rescuers struggle to help Afghans hit by landslide. Apparently more than 2,000 people affected by a massive landslide in Afghanistan. Pulling to this from ABC News. More crustal displacement going on, or is it weather or just normal cycles? It's crazy, whatever it is. Back in the U.S., tornadoes ripped through Arkansas and Oklahoma. Let's see, 15 people killed. This come out. I reported this come out on the 28th. I reported last week that they were expecting a large tornado outbreak in the central U.S., and it looks like it came as scheduled. I got a backup link from that. CBS DC, tornadoes kill 16 in Arkansas, 1 in Oklahoma. This come out April 27. My heart goes out to everybody who's affected by these storms. Crazy. Meanwhile, over in Baltimore, did you see the major landslide swallows several cars along 26th Street in Baltimore? This come out April 30. I'll put a link to CBS Baltimore. Also, there's a YouTube video of the slide. I'll put it right after that. It's really short, but check it out. Watch it right at the end where the land just disappears and the cars just go over the edge, and crazy. It's got 5 million views on it. Give it a few more views, because people need to be aware of this crazy earth changes going on. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do about it, but wow, craziness. NBC News has this. Deadly tornado outbreak. 78th, let's see, no, this is something else. Life-threatening flooding submerges Pensacola, Florida. Massive. Take a look at the pictures they got there. Massive flooding going on in Florida. Stuff just coming unglued everywhere. Got this. Speaking of the ocean level, April 27, 2014, Chesapeake Bay impact crater adds to sea level rise. I thought this was an interesting story. They're talking about sea level rising in the area. Had a couple of earthquakes. Magnitude 6.7 quake somewhere. I'll put a link to this. I don't think that's generated a tsunami. Put a link to it 2 days ago. Had 5.6 off the coast of Japan. No tsunami warning that I was aware of. I checked the buoys before I shot the report. Nothing going off at the moment, so it looks like it's all clear. Got one from space.com. Switching over to solar news. Biggest solar flares of 2014. Sunstorm photos. This come out April 25th. They got some very You know, the sun has been very impressive thus far in 2014. Put a link to that. Meanwhile, I got another one from space.com. Spectacular night sky photos for April 2014. Beautiful pictures. Whoever shoots these pictures, they do just an immaculate job. Couple more news. A distant galaxy just threw a star cluster towards us at 2 million miles per hour. Be advised, however, it's like several light years away and whatever. We're not going to see that in our lifetime. But it made me think of Nibiru. In fact, I saw this come out. Somebody posted this May 19, 2013. It's an old article, but just made me reminiscent of the old, back in like 2011, 2012, all the Nibiru stuff. Nibiru, the topic Nibiru and Planet X fascinates me. I'll put this link 2012 and beyond. It's just, you know, anybody wants to go back and take a look at some of that stuff, you know, because who knew? I don't know. Maybe it's still coming. Maybe it's on the way. You know, our government seems to be prepared for something. We got like Noah's Ark seed vaults, and we're prepared for continuity of the species all over the place. Could it still be coming? I don't know. Anyway, over to strange and bizarre news. Minnesota man convicted of premeditated murder. Tell me how much sense this makes. I guess he was premeditated, but he killed a couple of kids that broke into his house. A couple of kids in his house. He murders them, and he's convicted of premeditated murder because they're trying to say, well, he planned it out. Like, he knew these kids were going to break into his house, therefore he set up this trap and all this. You can get convicted of premeditated murder for killing someone who breaks into your house? Meanwhile, here's another story. Man commits gruesome assault on his wife, claims it's his Islamic right to kill her. This happened in Arizona. The strange part is he might get away with it. And the last guy's convicted of premeditated murder. What the hell's happening here? The Blaze has this. Parents and kids apparently using popular lip balm in an unusual way, putting it on their eyelids to get a high or some nonsense. I don't know. I don't want to know. People are just weird. Meanwhile, this guy might have been on some kind of drugs. Man arrested after being caught strolling naked through Walmart blames his strange behavior on meth. He thought he was on ecstasy. I don't know, 36-year-old guy strolling through Walmart naked. Google people of Walmart. See what you come up with. Fox 8 New Orleans has this. 2 men robbed of cash, chicken, and beer. Give me your chicken and beer. Put a link to it. CBS San Francisco Bay Area has this. Hookup truck hits streets offering heaven for casual safe sex. May 1st, 2014. Hookup truck, San Francisco. Okay, meanwhile, the world's smallest 3D printing pen lets you draw in the air. That's pretty cool, man. Check out, they got April 29. They got a video on that. Technology's amazing. One more in the strange and bizarre, man. This is hilarious. Truck stuck under railroad trestle blocks Marion County Road. Semi-driver blamed his GPS device after giving the truck. How dare my GPS not know that the height of my truck was not going to fit under that bridge? For all of the news, please check my favorite videos. I have favorited tons of videos over the past week. Thank you to everybody who puts out content. Definitely check out Monograph's last couple of videos about Benghazi. I believe those are my favorites. Put a link to it. I got a few shout-outs this week. Shout-out to Unknown Good Samaritan who... with firearm, who stopped 2 robbers. Right on. This is from JR Review. This happened 3 days ago. They got a video on that. Right on. Shout out to the New Hampshire couple after Bundy standoff got married at the Bundy Ranch. This came out April 29. Right on. Live long and prosper. From UPI, shout out. What is this drop-down bar they got going on here? Shout out to the shirtless man asked KTLA anchor out on a date live on the air. You got to check that out. They got the video on that. That guy kind of reminded me of the what's the 51st Dates Tom, the guy who he just kind of reminded me of Tom. I don't know why. Pull it up and take a look at it and see what you think. Shout out. I got a couple of links here for people who want positive stories. I came across a couple positive links, at least stuff that'll make you smile. I'd like to shout out to these couple of links. 26 Faces and Everyday Objects. Pull that up and take a look at that. That'll definitely make you smile. This will definitely make you smile. Shout out to 30 cats who have mastered the art of sleep foo. Cat lovers especially will love that. Check it out. Right on. That's all I got for this week, guys. If you like the report, please rate it. Give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. If you think it sucked, this is the worst of YouTube. You never want to see it again. Just please rate. Helps it move around. I appreciate it. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Google Plus for live show alerts, breaking news alerts, new upload alerts. If you don't get my videos and you subscribe to me, you got to follow me there. You'll definitely get them. Another week of madness. I don't know what's going on with Ukraine with these crazy landslides. The police state seems to just be ever ongoing. What are your thoughts on all this? Pick one story, pick two stories. Tell me what you think about all this madness. I really like reading your guys' comments. Until the next one, I don't know. You guys take care, stay safe, have a good weekend, have a good week. We'll see you on the next one.